Hello, friends and subscribers. Welcome to this February newsletter that I've entitled Fire in February, on Fire in February. Energetically, it's a very busy time and I've lots to share. It's a bit longer than usual, so hopefully you'll find the information valuable for your journey and find the time to read it all or listen to it all. First of all, we have a new moon at 28 degrees Aquarius, late Tuesday evening Brisbane time, about 9:45, that is. So do adjust for your location. This is also a solar eclipse, so where the moon appears to block out the energy of the sun. This new moon also creates a square relationship with Uranus in Taurus, very close to a conjunction with Algol, a fixed star with a nasty reputation. A few days after the new moon and the eclipse, we have Saturn and Neptune coming together at 0 degrees Aries, considered a world point of the Zodiac. And this is significant since these two planets were last conjunct 0 degrees Aries more than 6,000 years ago. Think about that for a minute. And in the Chinese Astrological Calendar, it is the beginning of the year of the fire horse. What does all that mean? Firstly, there's a huge amount of universal energy impinging on our planets and us earthly beings. And this provides us with opportunities. There are likely to be disruptions and changes to our lives. We can't change what happens, but we can observe and consciously process events and experiences and respond consciously and with a positive and optimistic mindset. Aquarian energy is about seeing the future. It's about humanitarian attitudes. It's about friends, creative solutions, humor, groups. This new moon invites us to reflect on what occurred at the full moon 2 weeks previously and consider any issues that may need resolution or change. To what groups do you belong? How can you support your group's purpose? Or is it time to leave the group? Aquarius is about the greater good and what is wanted by the people. Uranus rules Aquarius and inspires new ideas and inventions, especially in AI and technology. Can you provide a bright new idea to share with the masses? Or perhaps you can embrace what someone else has suggested that benefits the greater whole. How can we improve the quality of our lives and that of others? Doesn't necessarily mean money. Aquarius is a humanitarian sign and may offer new opportunities to support your community. We have been programmed to conform to patterns provided by others, the parents and the teachers and the doctors and the gurus and so on. We have been programmed to follow patterns created from outside ourselves. Now, it's not all bad. As spiritual beings having a human existence, we need others to show us what it means to be human and to coexist peacefully with each other. But what about our values, our courage, our creativity, our inspiration, new ideas for living a better life? We can embrace our own values arising from our deepest consciousness and feelings and manifest in our communities to support a better way of being for everybody. Aquarius is stimulating those who are nonconformist and rebels, those who have visions about a better or a different future. Maybe that's you. We cannot fix things at a global level or even a national level. However, if we create solid communities around us with values that really serve the collective, that is how we can make a difference. What difference are you going to make? We have a solar eclipse. It's called an annular eclipse, where the moon comes between the earth and the sun, and is likely to expose matters that have been hidden both globally and within our own lives. What will you discover? Just because we cannot physically see the eclipse doesn't mean that its energy won't be felt. And not all the astrologers believe that what is hidden is exposed. Sometimes um, the eclipse causes things to be hidden. But what is an annular eclipse? What does that mean? It simply means that the moon is not quite close enough to the earth to block the sun energy completely. So we see the event as a ring of fire. But this eclipse will only be visible in the southernmost region of the earth, so most of us will not see it. But do check this reference that I'll put in the notes, because there's a really cute picture of penguins wearing special glasses so their eyes won't be damaged by the looking at the sun. An eclipse occurs twice a year when the positions in the sun and the moon are close to the moon's north nodes. This solar eclipse is close to the north node in Pisces, pointing us to embrace our spiritual connections. Bernadette Brady, in her book, The Eagle and the Lark, describes this eclipse as having a strong emphasis on communication. At the same time, there may also be events around you that make you feel drained. So best allow time for rest, just to process that energy. At the full moon in Pisces in 2 weeks' time, on the 3rd of March, there will be a lunar eclipse where the sun will sit close to the north node and the moon is close to the south node, inviting us to balance our spiritual energy with our material needs. We are energy beings having a human existence and need to attend to both aspects of our being in order to exploit the value of this human experience. You may find people in positions of power and authority who have not behaved with integrity are being exposed. The eclipse energy supports the exposure provided by Pluto moving into Aquarius, giving power to the people and wanting the truth to be revealed. Consider those whose names have appeared in the news on all channels in recent times. Often there are names there we did not expect who would behave inappropriately. And that being said, I guess you know I'm referring to the Epstein files. Just because the names are there doesn't necessarily mean that these people have behaved inappropriately. Now, I mentioned Uranus in Taurus. And at the time of this new moon, the sun and the moon are making a square relationship with Uranus, the great awakener in Taurus, which governs finances and material possessions. And a square relationship is tension, and something's got to shift. And so this energy may move suddenly and may disrupt financial markets or your own personal situation. Ultimately, the shift will work in our favor or your favor. We mightn't see it like that to start with. And this Uranus is a conjunct the fixed star Algol. So if you have sun or moon or an ascendant close to 28 degrees in Taurus, well, this will be conjunct to Algol, a fixed star, considered an intense and passionate energy, and you will experience some changes in your life. In some mythologies, Algol is associated with the terrifying snaky head of the Medusa monster. So maybe you will experience issues with your head. This could be physical, could be an eye or a tooth or brain or literally loss of status, your head. I believe the leader of the opposition in Australia, Susan Ley, experienced this energy in the loss of her leadership because she has Uranus transiting over her ascendant and I suspect Algol. So check out the information that I've left a reference for below, or more information on Algol for you. Now, a few days after the new moon, on the 20th of February, we've got a huge shift in planetary energy because Saturn and Neptune come together in 0 degrees of Aries for the first time in over 6,000 years. This is often referred to as the Aries or the Aries point, and it is a major shift in the collective. The end of one version of reality and the birth of a new one. So, if you like, the end of an era and the beginning of a new one. Neptune energy is about illusion or delusion, spiritual notions, or any ideas that are imaginary and have no concrete form. Neptune can also dissolve those illusions, delusions. Saturn is about the discipline needed to take action, the structures, and our reality. Jessica Adams, she's an Australian astrologer, she writes about ritual suicide with this planetary conjunction. I would like to promote a more positive outlook and encourage folk to create with a Neptune vision, an idea, a plan that benefits the group, and use the Saturn energy to put that into action. Laura Eisenhower, another astrologer, suggests that in this combination, structures that once seemed immovable can weaken, blur, or completely unravel, making space for something more aligned with our higher consciousness. What our world does with this energy will influence the collective for many years afterwards. Let us, as members of the collective, let us visualize outcomes that are beneficial and positive to ourselves and our communities. From the perspective of Chinese astrology, remember, I'm not a Chinese astrologer, we are at the end of the year of the wood snake, which has been about shedding what no longer serves us. It's interesting how both systems of astrology provide very similar messages. The fire horse brings energy to move forward and the confidence to head in a new direction. I've set up a fire horse feast for some friends on Wednesday night using some input from ChatGPT to create both an invitation and some menu suggestions. Maybe you'd like to do the same. Let's celebrate and mark the new beginning of a new era. Now, going within to go without. Evelyn, how do I deal with all this energy? It's a lot. And with all this Aquarian energy about, it's easy for our nervous system to feel totally overwhelmed. And as I have mentioned previously, we have been programmed to seek outside of ourselves for answers, support, and guidance. But at this time, the best support and guidance comes from within ourselves. Take time out every day, in fact, several times a day, just to be still. And allow the voice within, the intuition, God, call that energy what you will, to be heard, apprehended. Listen to the guidance you receive. It really helps to breathe very deeply at these moments. Full yoga breathing is really settling and calming. I have provided a reference to my full yoga breathing video for your support. Because when you feel calm, cool, and collected, you can respond so much more effectively to what is occurring around you. Let me know if you celebrated this time, and let me know what's happening for you. Now, just as a matter of finishing off, this critter behind me, this beautiful kookaburra, comes to visit very frequently, and he very cheekily this morning took my toast out of my mouth. Clearly, I've been feeding him too often if he thinks this is his pantry. Anyway, on that light note, I send you love and light. Have a fabulous February and make the best of the opportunities that come your way. That's all for now, folk. Bye for now.